Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today it's going to be a very special day, guys. So today I'm joined by a friend of mine, Temi. We go way back college, and so today we are going to check his brand new book, which is Infinity War, and we are going to see what's in this book and what inspired him to do this, and also why should we do it. As we are chasing our dreams, why should we just publish our writings, and like I'm reminded of a quote by Maya Angelou, which said that there is no greater agony than living with the untold story. So what else to do? The only thing we can do right now is diving deep and get some inspiration from this man right here sitting here. And so you know what, guys, join me as we dive in. Welcome. So today, like I said, we are going to dive into Infinity War, and also I'm just reminded of the purpose of writing before we dive in deep with this man right here, who is an inspiration to me, and hopefully he's going to be an inspiration to you as well. I'm reminded of the reason why we should write. Books are idea containers, and then at the end of the day, books are the ones that outlive men. If I can give an example of, let's give an example of US is it's ruled by dead men, I can say. Question is, Ishmael, what do you mean? The ideas of democracy was read by Socrates, Plato, and these other men who died long time ago. So when we look at writing and publishing our own writings, we find that they outlive us even beyond the cemetery. Anyway, let me not talk much. This is not my moment. It's his moment right now. So we are just going to, ask him more about himself, and he'll just tell us more about himself. Then we can just begin from there. So, Mr. Temi, who is Temi?
All right, Shmo, thank you. Well, as you all know, my name is Temi Kotek, and when the question comes to me, who is Temi, oftentimes I try to define myself based on what I do. Maybe he's a poet, he's an author, or he's a science enthusiast, or maybe he's a future father, or a future husband, things like that. Or just all what I do is what oftentimes I try to define myself with. As a Christian, yeah, all those are just things that define me outside, but in reality, when you ask me who is Temi, I'm just human. I'm imperfect, I'm fallible, I'm just human. So I'm just like you, I'm like everyone else watching this. So I'm just the same person who you've met some times ago, or you're still gonna meet sometimes later in the future. So I'm just me, just a human. So that's
okay.
Temi.
No, that's great. So now, when we look at, there's so many like young guys like us, but yet, if I'm reminded correct, how many books have you written so far?
Well, this is my second book.
Amazing.
So that's 2 books. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good. So, so this is Infinity War is a second book, and what's the title of your first book?
Orchids and Tamarind.
Oh, amazing! Like we can also still find it on Amazon, right?
All on Amazon. Yes.
Okay. So we're going to put the link just down on this this video. Then you can just check the link as well on his first book and this new book as well. So now, Mr. Temi, why Infinity War?
Wow.
What inspired you to write this catching title?
Well, it's just when initially I was thinking of what to give a title of a book as, and then I really didn't think much of anything, and I couldn't come up with any idea. But I have the story in my head. But then I got to realize about the stories and about the poems I'm going to put into this book, and then I realized there is really no end to where we're going to in terms of life. So what I mean by that is, after death there is still life that continues. So it is just a phase from now to the next world. You call it heaven, you call it hell, it doesn't really matter. The point is the continuation still goes on. So it's just been in this present world, and then we're gonna move to the next world, which we all hope to. So I just thought, oh, that's something. And I've always loved infinity, eternity, and that's always been something that I've always had in my mind. So just came up with it, and I'm like, yeah, Infinity War it is.
Amazing. So as a reader, when I read this book, what's something that you expect me to get out of this book?
Well, just to get the reality of life. we go through different phases in life, so just I'm pointing out my mind based on what I've observed in the world and what's going on around us. So it's all the reality that is all around us. I've just written out here. So yeah, you get to see the reality of life.
Wow, yeah, definitely. That's catching. That's catching. So now, anyway, before maybe we go further, is it maybe you can just give us a scoop of what is inside? Maybe one of your favorite poets, so we can just listen to it. So we can just just think on that.
Okay, so honestly, this is a combination of prose and poetry.
Okay.
So there's a story in it, and also the poems. But the poems actually has the full impact in the book. So the stories are just the background stories for each of the poems. And speaking to different people who have read the book, and they chose one of these poems as their favorite, and I think you might enjoy it as well. So yeah, here it is. The title is "Oh That I May Be Saved."
Oh, that I may be saved. On which page?
Page 47.
Page 47. Okay, just a
Oh,
minute.
that
Okay,
I
yeah,
may be
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah. Thirsty in the middle of the sea, I bend my knee to have a drink. Oh, that water may quench my thirst. Pour me, the sea is too salty. Hungry amidst a thick forest, I saw fruit on a tree. Oh, that fruit may satisfy me. Pour me, the tree is tall and thorny. Weary and sleepy in the valley, I lay down on my back to sleep. Oh, that green grasses may lull me to rest. Pour me, a nightmare is all I get. Endless is my turmoil as I wander under the sun, seeking satisfaction in all my wealth. Pour me, it's nothing but a chase after the wind. What on earth have I to boast? Shall dust and vapor make me whole? When all is nothing but a shadow, pour me, hopeless is the world after all. But there is a love above, one that died and on the third day rose. Oh, that I may be saved and made whole. Blessed is me, Christ is my Lord.
Wow, amazing. Definitely once you get this book, when you go the poet is talking about, it's on page 46. Trust me, it's amazing. So now moving forward, I wanted also to know, or maybe the viewers would like to know, so if let's say your book was to be made into or to be published into a movie, what characters or what famous celebrities can you put or to act the kind of role in your book?
Well, I mean, that's a good question though. Let me think of someone who might actually
Maybe
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Well, when you start acting, maybe yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm thinking of Keanu Reeves. I mean, not because of metrics per se, but I mean he's a brilliant actor, yeah. So I think he'll be a good one for this, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe also Ishmael can take a role in maybe the
Yeah.
background to start with. Then as I grow, Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
So okay, that's good. That's good. So now, if we look at where do you get your inspiration from? Because looking at you wrote the first book, and I've not even written not even a title. So that's where I'm getting at now. You wrote the first book. Now you have done the second book. This is amazing. Where do you get this inspiration from?
Well, I mean, initially I started writing based on the writings of King Solomon from the scriptures back then, and I kept on reading different books, and I grew up in a way whereby I learned to observe the world. Though I talk a lot, to be frank, I talk a lot, but
Okay.
while I talk, I also listen and I also observe. So while listening and observing, while talking to people, I just get some inspiration. It could just be because we're talking about something and it just popped into my head, and I just think, okay, that's something worthy of a poem, and I just get home, I write it down, and it becomes a poem. So over the period of years, it's just based on everything around me, everyone I've met, everyone I've observed, everyone around, all over the world, and so it's just been everyone that has really, really inspired me, every single one of you. So that's why the book actually is dedicated to everyone called humans. So as long as you're human, the book is dedicated to you. So yeah, you all inspired me.
Wow, definitely. Trust me, I've read this book almost 3 times now. Trust me, when you get this book, you'll be inspired. So, I'm still shocked because this is something that I need to, sit down and just look at, and then maybe a page out of all my life can maybe be written. But I trust me one thing. I was I was checking something. I think I was checking something by Dr. Miles Monroe talked about if you have 30 years, or according to the life you have, the experience that you have, you can write something to leave behind. That's something that can outlast us, and which brings me back to the note of what this guy is doing, which is amazing. Anyway, like I said, it's not about me. So anyway, I wanted what word can you say to anyone who is maybe they've been feeling like they can write, or they've been trying to write and then nothing has been coming? So what advice can you give?
First, take a break.
Okay.
Because to be frank, it took me 9 months to come up with the idea of writing this book. So that was in last year, and early last year I added to that back of my mind, I'm going to write a book. But I just don't want to write a book, and I already have the poems in line, and I already started processing the poems and everything, but the story didn't come up to me yet. But I know for sure I'm going to do this, and I believe I'm going to do this. So you have to take a break, take it out, chill, and then believe that you can do this also. Don't just, don't ignore the signs that you're not getting inspiration. Take it in, accept it that, okay, nothing is coming yet, but believe it's going to come. And then start, getting out there, get the muse, get things that really could get interesting to you. Do things that's very interesting, and enjoy the days and enjoy the time ahead of you. So that's one thing for sure. So over a period of 9 months, I was processing every single day, living every single day, and until I realized, yes, I have a story to write, and I started writing it in September, and there you go. So I'll just say, take a break and take it easy. Just believe you can do it.
You've heard it, guys. Take a break and then just dive in, and then it will just start coming. But I think maybe I've tried that. There's this one time I took a break. I think I went somewhere, but nothing is still coming. So maybe I should ask you this question. Maybe it also help me. What challenges were you facing during this moment? Because let's say you wrote the first, it's amazing. You wrote the first book, then this is the second book. And then what challenges have you been facing during these moments of writing?
Well, I have my day job.
Okay.
That's one thing. And I don't really see it as a challenge. I see it as something that's part of me, because it's all of who I am also, right? So, so that's one thing, because you have to manage your time in the morning and during the day, and you have to visit friends. You have other things that really will take all of your time. So time management is really a difficult one in that part, and well, I was able to come out of it, but yeah, it takes a lot of effort in terms of coming out of time management and to get things out there. So yeah, that's one of the biggest challenges I've had, But though I enjoy everything I do during the day and during night and everything, but you really have to get out there and take out some time and just go back home and be yourself and start making these things come to reality, by writing and what you want to do. So I think it's just part of who you are. So I don't think it's really a challenge, but it's just something you do. It's something part of who you are. So I don't see it really as a big deal of a challenge. Yeah.
Wow, well, that's good. So I think last question before we can be the whole day and talk about all this the whole day. But last question, if you were to think of if you were to think of a mentor, who do you think could be your mentor, to see you through all the way to what you're doing right now?
Well, first thing is God. Yeah, it's because I get to pray and I get to, thank Him for everything He's given as a gift to me. But my inspiration, the original beginning of the writing was by, through reading of the scripture, which is mostly King Solomon's and Psalms, David and Moses and all the authors of Psalms. And so in that way has really been what has been a huge effect in my writing. Otherwise, everyone, like I said, everyone has been the one that's inspired me. Everyone I've met, like my friend here, Chimao, is been there to support me from day one, believing in me, yeah, you can, man, just put it out there and write, and I really can't wait to see it, in that way. So that inspired me. So you don't have to, I've had teachers all over, back in my country, back in India, back here in UAE. It's all, every single one of you that's inspired me. So everyone all over the world that's just had an impact in my inspiration. So I would say everyone is my mentor. So once I go out there, I look at every single person, and I mean, I don't know, it's just everyone. Even if I get a taxi driver and then the driver talks about something, I remember sometimes I was having a conversation with the driver, and all he was saying in his mouth was just so brilliant. And I was like, oh wow, this man is something. So I learned from him, so I can call him a mentor.
Yeah.
So I learned from every single one, all around, every single time, every single day. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. So guys, you've heard it from the man that, just dive in there. And also don't forget to check the link all the way to Amazon, but not all the way, it's not too far. So just clicking on the link, I'll post the link down. You can order your book online, then it will be delivered to you in short notice. And so I think I think this is the end of our interview for now. I guess if you still want to tell me to come back to this channel and for more questions you have, just post down on the comment section, then we'll be able to reply back to you. Any question, we'll reply back to you. And I just want to say thank you, Temi, for joining me on my channel. Actually, you know what? He's the first one to be interviewed in the year 2021, which is amazing. Thank you very much for being my guest. And also, guys, I just want also to say something concerning writing as well. I know I've not written any book yet, but I'll work on it. The guy has inspired me. But one thing I think we should also take note is, in every field that we are in, if you are in the field of cooking, you are in the field of singing, there are so many challenges that usually people go through, and you've got so many things. Like, let's say you've been in cooking for over 20 years, 10 years, singing over 10 years, 20 years. You've got a story to tell, your journey and all that stuff. So that's something you can leave behind, that we can look at, something that can be passed on from generation to generation. Because that's something that will outlive us at the end of the day. So I hope this video has inspired you, because it has inspired me. Trust me, from here, trust me, I'm going to start writing. What I'm going to write about, I don't know yet, but I'll start writing. So anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. And also, once again, thank you, Temi, for joining us on this video.
Thanks for having me.
And also, care to share your handles on Facebook, Instagram, so that people can reach out to you.
It's easy. It's just Temi Kotek on Facebook, and on Instagram it's Temi Kotek as well. And I also have a page for my books, so it's usually Life versus Love.
Okay.
Get it anyway. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll also try as much as possible to make sure that all the handles are there, so that you guys can be in touch with Temi, for more questions. Because if you ask me, maybe I don't know much about what the guy is doing, which is so way big for me. But anyway, at the end of the day, if you can't reach him, you can still reach me, then I can connect you to him. Thank you very much, guys, and stay blessed.